Hey guys, what's up? I'm VAMPROY. Today I'm going to make the basics for my shoot house. I'm creating a game on my own. I don't have the finances like bigger studios or even indie studios, so I will have to create everything myself. I am new to Blender. I'm still learning, so bear with me. That's kind of why I'm recording this as well. Maybe somebody else is doing the same thing and, well, wants to follow along while we both learn Blender. So this is basically a shoot house. I'm going to make something like this, not exactly like this because this is from another creator. I just have this as an example. But a shoot house is a modular sort of easy to build building, like you see here, with wood or plastic or whatever, where police, military, anything like that can train for house clearing. And the basic ones are built from wood, as I said. There's also shoot houses made from concrete or brick, stuff like that. Even specialized with wood with metal in between layers, so the bullets, when shooting, will not penetrate the other side of the wall, stuff like that. But we're going to do a simple and easy shoot house like you see here, with one layer of wood and uh, just spruce beams, like OSB and spruce beams. So basically, OSB, we're going to use 244 by 59, 18 millimeters thick, and 244 by 122, 18 millimeters thick. This is a example. These are reference images for when I'm going to texture it, so I can use these ones for the beams. And let's see, reference image. As you can see here, there's a red line, which means no shooting above the red line. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to do that, and even if I'm going to make like something like this, railing and a overview railing, but we'll see how it goes. I'm going to use as well spruce beams, 50 by 75 in three lengths, 210, 270, 330. Um, you basically have enough with one beam, obviously, and you can duplicate it endless times, but I'm just placing three beams so I can use it whenever I want and don't have to like make new ones over every time. Exactly the same with these ones. I'm going to make this one the 244-59 and the 244-122. And well, yeah, I'd say let's start, shall we? So turn that off. Go to Blender. Um, I just started a new file. Just let's do this. New general, and there we go. Obviously, just like everybody else, we're going to delete the first cube, even though we're going to create it again later. We'll call this collection F2 camera and lighting. Then we're going to enable that one and disable it so it doesn't bother us. Then we're going to create a new collection, call it shoot house underscore modular. Within that one, we're going to create um, base and OSB base. Within those, we're going to create 1 and 2, and that will be the beams and the UCX underscore beams. We'll do the same within the OSB. We'll call this OSB, and we'll call this one UCX OSB. UCX is being used by Blender as a collision. So we'll make our initially used beams that will be visible in these ones, and then in these UCX beams and UCX OSB, we'll create our own collisions as well. And it will be sort of baked in with our assets when we port it to, for example, Unreal Engine. So Unreal Engine doesn't have to create new collisions, which will be less optimized for our assets. So we'll start with the beams and we'll create a new cube. First off, let's change units and let's change it to millimeters. Then we'll add as well a wireframe and turn on X-ray. We also put this one to vertex and turn on the snap. All right, so we'll have our basic cube, and what we're going to do is create our first beam. So it's 50 by 75 millimeters and 210, 270, and 330. So what we are going to do is easy as pie, 50 by 75. No, we're not going to do that one. Z 50, Y will be 210, and the X will be 75. Yep, that's our beam. Okay, so that's basically it. That's our beam. Easy as pie. We will also already create our mark seams. I am doing a seam at every side because I don't have I haven't found good textures that will wrap around. So I will do textures separately on each side myself. These are for the end grains and the sides, the upper, the other side, and the bottom. Usually you will do like a wraparound where you, let's say, select all clear seams, where you do like one seam here, as you can see, and then we'll do these ones, mark seam, and these ones, mark seam, or even like clear seam and clear seam. Do something like this. We're going to do a Control A rotation and scale. Select, edit, select all, unwrap, and let's see in the UV editing. So now we have something like this. Wherever I made a seam, it cuts it open. So right now I can move the entire thing, but I cannot like move this one or this one because it's all connected to each other. Uh, but when I create a seam on everything, so mark seam, unwrap again, unwrap. Uh, it didn't do that one. Mark seam, unwrap. Now I have everything separate. So I can put a texture on all of them separately, whichever texture I choose. It's not the easiest this way. The better way is usually to do it first way I showed you, like make it wrap around and stuff like that. But as I said, I haven't found a good texture yet that wraps around with the end grains as well. So I'll make the end grains with the picture that I showed you earlier, and the sides I will make with another texture that I'll still have to get from somewhere. Maybe even make them myself. So this is the first beam. We'll also go to edit mode, select this corner, Shift S, cursor to selected, object mode, and set the origin to 3D cursor. So now we can put everything at 0, and this will be the main corner from where it will rotate and everything else. So this is beam 1. It's let's call it 2100 because it's 2100 millimeters long, and let's say Shift D, and shit, I made a little mistake. Rotate Z, let's -90, and now rotation and scale. So this will be the front. And now I can select Shift D, Y, place it at -1000, Shift D, Y, -1000. Then we'll do X 2300, and wait, no, it was 2700. 21, so we'll make this one 2700 and this one 3300. And these are our 3 beams. Because I copied it, these ones also already have the seams on them, so I don't have to redo that. And those are our beams, basic beams. Now we have to rename them here as well, 2700 and 3300. We'll select all of them and copy paste and rename those to UCX underscore, all three of them. UCX underscore and UCX underscore. So now we have our beams that we're going to use, visual, and we have our collisions as well. For our collisions, however, we will be changing the colors to, let's see, a new material called collision, and we will give it a green color. Off, just a basic green color. And it should, but it doesn't. Wait, add one collision. Why isn't it UCX collision? Remove. Add collision. Hello? Oh, sorry. Oh, obviously, I need to turn on the viewport shading. My mistake. Add collision and add collision color. So these are our collisions, and with these turned off, these are our basic beams, which will be textured later on. We will keep both on just because if I select this and I want to move it with like this, when we'll select it by dragging G, move it, we will move both of them. But if, for example, we turn off the collisions and we'll box select it, G, we will only move this one, turn it back on, and the collision is still here. So that's why we will keep our collisions turned on as well for now. So these are our beams, and what we'll do is GX, move them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,000 to the right, and we will be creating our OSB cursor to world origin, so it's in the middle. Control A, cube, just to keep it simple. The X will be 122. The Y will be 18 millimeters, and the Z will be 244. Then we will go to this corner over here, cursor to selected, set origin to 3D cursor, and now we can put everything to 0, and there we go. Control A, rotation and scale, so this will be the default, and let's also do that. Mark seams. There we go. Now it all has seams. Back to object mode. Shift D, X, 1,000, and there's our second one, which will be 59 wide. So there we go. OSB1, OSB2, 244 by 122 and 244 by 59. So this will be the 1220, and this will be the 590. And what we'll do again, like with the beams, is Shift D to copy them. Do not move them, just press Escape, and then move them to the UCX. Then we will do the same as with the beams, UCX underscore and UCX underscore. So these are the collisions, which we will give a new material for just to show it and make it easier. And these are the basics, actually. We will be creating almost everything with these five, well, actually, with these three uh, assets we just created. Because we just created assets, it's a beam, a beam, a beam, OSB board, OSB board. That's it. We just have to texture them. Do not forget to save before exiting or continuing to anything else. Projects, modular shoot house, save as modular underscore shoot house. There we go. Saved, and we'll continue our next video with actually making walls and stuff. So thanks for watching. Hope you could follow me. As I said, I'm still learning Blender myself, so hopefully you could follow what I did. Hopefully you learned something. Leave something in the comments to let me know what you thought about it, if and what kind of things you want to see me do as well, or give suggestions to me as well. Everything's appreciated. So thanks for watching, and hope to see you next time. Cheers.